Welcome to DNA Biometrics YouTube channel. Today we are looking at hormonal control. The endocrine system. So the endocrine system uses hormones to control and coordinate our body's metabolism, growth, repair, reproduction, energy levels, mood, and response to stress and injury. This consists of organs and tissues, mostly glands, that make and secrete hormones. The hormones are chemical messengers that travel through the bloodstream. So examples of hormones in the endocrine system include the peptide hormone insulin. So this is short chain of amino acids, hydrophilic, and is a receptor usually on the cell surface. There's also the steroid hormone known as cortisol, which is derived from cholesterol. It is hydrophobic, and the receptor is usually within the cell cytoplasm. So these hormones have specificity, so the receptors generally bind only one messenger. So you can see in this diagram here, receptor A is specific for messenger 1, receptor C is specific for messenger 2, and receptor B binds neither messenger 1 nor 2. So here's an example of the endocrine gland you can see here. So the primary endocrine organs, the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, the thymus, the adrenal gland, the pancreas, the ovaries, the testes. And then you have the secondary endocrine organs, heart, stomach, liver, kidney, small intestine, skin. So looking first at the hypothalamus, this is a structure deep in the brain that links the nervous and endocrine systems. This produces two hormones that are stored by the pituitary gland and releases these two hormones. Moving on to the pancreas, this is located behind the stomach. It is both a gland and an organ. It plays a role in the digestive tract and releases hormones to control blood sugar levels. Adipose tissues are connective tissues throughout the body, and these produce hormones that control appetite and blood pressure. The ovaries are the female reproductive organ, and these make sex hormones that control menstrual cycle and pregnancy. And the testes are male reproductive organs that make sperm and testosterone. And this is and testosterone is a male sex hormone. Look at the glands of the endocrine system. We have the pineal gland, which is a small gland in the brain that produces melatonin. The pituitary gland is a gland in the brain below the hypothalamus that releases hormones. This controls various functions of the body and acts on other endocrine tissues such as the thyroid. The thyroid gland is found in the throat and controls metabolism. There's also the subparathyroid gland, which is a pea-sized gland behind the thyroid that produce parathyroid hormone, which controls calcium levels in the body. You also have the adrenal glands found at the top of the kidney and act to control blood pressure, your stress response, and metabolism. So the two common names of the two primary hormones secreted by the thyroid glands are known as T3 and T4. So almost all cells require exposure to thyroid hormones for normal function. This is involved in enhancing metabolic rate, regulating heat production in a process known as thermoregulation, regulating oxygen consumption. It also enhances the basal activity of the cardiovascular system, stimulates growth and development, and the thyroid hormones are regulated by hypothalamus and pituitary gland. Two conditions that can arise are hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So if you have low levels of thyroid hormone, you can get weight gain, lethargy, edema, swelling due to fluid accumulation. This is a process known as hypothyroidism. Remember, hypo means low. Then if you have high levels of thyroid hormone, you can have hyperthyroidism, which is weight loss, sweating, and eye abnormalities. So hypo means high. Looking at the pancreas next, this plays a role in the digestive tract. It secretes hormones that control blood sugars levels, insulin and glucagon. And it also secretes somatostatin. This is how insulin is regulated. So blood glucose from the islet Langerhans cells, beta cells of the pancreas, insulin secretion goes through cells of the body. Glucose is reduced and blood glucose is reduced. But this also works in a negative feedback loop, as you can see here. So insulin operates in three circumstances: the liver, muscle, adipose tissue. The liver increased glycogen synthesis, so glycogenolysis is decreased. Muscle increased glycogen synthesis, glycogenolysis, and adipose tissue increased fatty acid and triglyceride synthesis, and lipolysis. So insulin acts on the liver, muscle, and the adipose tissue in a process known as glycogenolysis for both the liver and the muscle, and lipolysis for the adipose tissue, resulting in increased glycogen synthesis in the liver and muscle, and increased fatty acid and triglyceride synthesis. So blood glucose levels. So normal blood glucose levels is 4.4 to 5.9 millimolar before meals, rising to 7.8 millimolar per liter 2 hours after a meal. So as I said before, hyper means high and hypo means low. So hyperglycemia is high blood glucose, and the symptoms of this is being thirsty, polyuria, frequent urination, tiredness, and diabetic coma. And for hypoglycemia, it is dizziness, weakness, drowsiness, confusion, and diabetic coma. So finally touch upon, I've got another video covering diabetes, but insulin, which is a hormone secreted as part of the endocrine system. Loss of insulin results in type 1 diabetes. This requires daily injections of insulin, and there are long-term complications such as cardiovascular disease, retinopathy, nephropathy, neuropathy, which is damage to the eye, kidney, and nerves respectively. So I've got another video here made previously called Diabetes Symptoms, Treatment, Diagnosis, and the difference between type 1 and type 2 if anyone else is interested in that. So you can look forward to that. Anyway, that's the end of today's video. So thank you very much for listening and tuning in, and hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.